The landscape of early-season college basketball tournaments has shifted dramatically in recent years, changing the cachet of events like the Maui Invitational. Coaches are moving away from traditional 8-team brackets and towards smaller, more structured events that offer control over schedules and more certainty about opponents. At the heart of these changes are two things shaping college sports: money and control. The biggest disruptor is the Players Era Festival, which has expanded from 8 teams in its first year to 18 in its second. Each participating team receives a $1 million NIL payment, a huge incentive for programs scrambling for funding. Compare that to Maui, where schools often lose money due to travel costs, and the financial case for traditional tournaments becomes hard to justify. Some elite programs even skip early tournaments entirely, opting for home games that maximize revenue and allow coaches to control opponents. UConn's Dan Hurley has publicly said he would never do another 3-game multi-team event, choosing instead marquee home games and selectively scheduled challenges. Even before Players Era, many coaches were frustrated by 8-team brackets. 3 games in 3 days with limited prep and unpredictable opponents isn't appealing. Take Wake Forest in 2023, playing the Charleston Classic. A close loss to Utah sent them into the losers bracket, where they faced Towson and then LSU instead of stronger teams. The experience highlighted the risk of relying on bracketed tournaments, and now many events, like Charleston, have adapted with modified formats and scheduled rest days. Financial incentives and scheduling certainty now outweigh tradition. Only a handful of top 30 teams are in traditional brackets, while Players Era attracts twice as many, with a pool play format that locks in 2 opponents in advance. Feast Week isn't dead, but it is evolving, and if Players Era grows to 32 teams next season, pressure on Maui and Atlantis will intensify. Looking at the tournaments, Maui offers NC State and USC a chance to make early statements, though the field is lighter than in years past. The pick here is USC over Texas. At Battle for Atlantis, mid-majors dominate, but St. Mary's and Vanderbilt are favorites. St. Mary's edges Vanderbilt in this matchup. The Rady Children's Invitational features Florida against Wisconsin, and the Gators' talent gives them the advantage. The ESPN Events Invitational's Magic Bracket highlights BYU, with A.J. DeBonsa drawing attention, and BYU is favored over Georgetown. Finally, the Players Era Festival is a challenge to predict, with top teams facing tough early matchups. Gonzaga faces Kansas in a potential standout clash, with momentum and talent leaning toward Gonzaga to take the win. Feast Week remains a showcase, but the story now is less about tradition and more about control, money, and strategic scheduling. Fans can expect high-level competition, exciting matchups, and surprises as programs navigate this new era, blending history with innovation and setting the tone for a season that is as much about planning as it is about the game itself.